picture today because it's a beautiful day. That's right, Tay Tay. Tell her. She's ready for her pink chair. So how y'all doing today? So today I want to talk a little bit about real versus fake, and the fact that we're living in the last generation, well, our generation, if the 40-somethings and up, we're like the last, generation of real. For real. And I really mean that. Because I've been, with the food thing we've been going through, everything you're eating now tastes fake. When you go to amusement parks now, the rides aren't even real. It's virtual reality. It's simulated. Everything is fake. Come here, Tay Tay. Come here. So it just got me to thinking, and it made me kind of sad that we're living in that time where our children, just like they will never know life without a cell phone. Our children and our grandchildren and so forth. They will never know life without cable. Who remembers WHT and a box had a key?
I remember that.
Everybody didn't have cable coming up. Now everybody does. They will never know a life with having a landline as your only primary form of communication. We have a landline and no one even uses the phone anymore. So it's just so interesting that all the things that we grew up with that were nuances for us are kind of like non-existent, like dinosaurs now, right?
Come here.
Come here. Come back. Come on. So, and it just like spawned so many thoughts.
Hey.
No.
Get over here.
This is going to be an interesting show. Her dad isn't here. He's on a retreat, so we got one parent and a bunch of aunties and cousins and grannies. So we're missing a person. But anyway, you get her?
Yeah, I get her. Let her go.
Okay. So one of the new generation will get the newer generation. See, kids don't even know how to be still no more. They just play with us. Back in the day, if a parent looked at what? Sit down. They sat down. Now see kids. Right? As soon as you blink, they moving again. But so, in your life, are you experiencing that? And I'm really speaking to my generation. Are you feeling that shift? We went to Nathan's, right? Mom was having this whole, it was a nostalgic moment for us because it's one of our places that we used to go to as a family. And, things have gotten different over the years. So, everyone waited until the end of the trip to go to Nathan's because everyone thought they were going to have these great French fries. And I just know I was going to have this great sauerkraut that I remember with all the pepper in it. Who remembers that? And she thought she was going to have us some good shrimp. And everybody's food was nasty. The French fries, I broke my fast for a portion for 3 French fries that were horrible. They taste like that rigor mortis. They were hard and burnt. But they weren't cooked on the inside. I didn't get that. So they fake burn them on the outside, and then they undercook them, so then they taste burnt and look burnt, but they're undone. So Nathan's is a wrap in my book, and that was like when you went to Coney Island, right, Mom?
That was a big deal, going to Nathan's to eat afterwards.
It's not that anymore. It got a boo for us, and I wanted, the kids, they didn't have a good experience at Nathan's, but what they did have a good experience on was the oldest thing there, the Cyclone. They loved it. And they just came from Universal with all of these big fake rides that you sit down and it takes your brain on a ride or whatever. And they have a couple of roller coasters and stuff too. But they like the old ride. And it's because things were made better back in the days. There's so much attention to detail. And for something to be 100 years old, it stands the test of time.
They even stop it manually. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah, with the
Starts it.
yeah.
Lord, that joint is crazy.
Yeah.
Lord, that joint was fun. I wasn't expecting that first dip. I told her, so it's light. And that first dip came, I was like, oh. And there's a lot of dips.
It was real. And it's massive. It's so wide. It has so much track. It's fast, but it actually gives you your money's worth.
Yeah, dude.
So that they experience that. So as those things phase out, the newer generation probably won't experience those things. So think about the times in your life that were like you hold on to, like Harlem. For instance, I'm from the Bronx. I'm a proud Bronxite. But I grew up, I did my formative stuff in Harlem. Went to school in Harlem. All my family, you know, did their thing in Harlem, and everybody knows what that is. And so you spent a lot of time in Harlem. And even that's different now. You know, the legends are dying, you know, Rip to Frank Lucas, and they just reported that Nicky Barnes died like, what was that, like 8-9 years ago. He died in 2012. They said he died. They brought the news out the day after Frank Lucas died. I guess his daughters broke the silence that he was working in Walmart. He was a regular law-abiding citizen, and he wants to live out the rest of his life like that. And they were also in the witness protection program with him, and they just admitted that he died in 2012. And this is someone who actually knew him, and she was shocked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought he was still living.
Because when I read, I was like, he died, he was 78. I'm like, he would have been older than 78. Then I looked, and then it said he died in 2012. So just to see, like, those street legends that everyone talks about, they're all going.
They're all gone, just about.
Yeah.
Maybe 1 or 2 left.
Yeah. My grandfather's original OG. He's still here, but he ain't doing nothing. So they're all gone.
He don't even have friends anymore.
Yeah, they all dead. You know, Paul, the Seville, you know, 7th Avenue, like, all that stuff is different now. None of that stuff is there. So it's a real trip. Like, you know, when I was younger and you hear the old people say, oh, back in my day, and now we're saying that, right, Dre? That's old Harlem right there. Right? Old head. It's a lot of, also, shout out to Harlem. They're taking a lot of losses over the last couple of weeks. A lot of people have passed on, young people, too young to be dying from cancer. Normally you see people, you know, they get shot or whatever, but we're witnessing a lot of sickle cell and cancer and just diseases. So everybody get into your health. Let's try to live longer, because if they don't get you by the bullet, they'll get you by your health.
Right.
So try to just, you know, change your eating habits. But like I said, everything is fake out here, so even the good stuff is tampered with. But at least have more of the good stuff than the bad stuff.
Yeah, the drinking and the hookah.
Yeah, the drinking and hookah gotta stop. That hookah is the devil.
The government is letting the food industry genetically pass salmon through. So that stuff been going on, but they gonna allow that to go through.
Fake
so that's kind of crazy.
Fake made up salmon.
So you might be getting plastic like before you eat plastic or something crazy.
Yeah.
Because so many people, you can't reproduce, you know, the food.
Yeah, talk to your folks. Yeah. It's so many people, and they just, but you know what? A lot of times you get rotten food. You get rotten food because people are not buying that product. So I think the market is just oversaturated with food at the same time. Like, they mass producing everything, so they don't have enough time to get rid of it. So you get a lot of old food mixed in with new food. It's just...
Word, I just bought a salad dressing today. See? And that drink expires tomorrow.
The whole shelf.
Yeah, the whole shelf is a whole... They look like they just stocked it. And I'm like, how? So I got to take that back tomorrow.
Yeah, because people don't read. Yeah.
So they had that for about a year.
6/13, 2019, Best Buy. I'm like, huh?
And you still have a year, so they say, after the Best Buy or sell by date, but I don't want it.
How long that's
Right? I don't want it.
That's close.
Yeah.
That's great.
So, yeah, you just got to read, really, for real. You got to read, because they will get you. Especially if you're trying to go vegan, you have to read these labels. Something will say vegetarian, but if you're trying to go vegan, that means that it probably has dairy in it. And you just got to read everything. So flip your stuff over. Take the time to read and know what you're putting in your body. Okay? That's just it. And I'm happy to report I'm still deodorant free. and I don't stink, right?
No.
You gonna stink me. I thought I would smell like an onion by this time, but I'm doing pretty well. And the weather hasn't been that hot, but I was pretty good in Florida. Like, I didn't, I wasn't, I was a little worried, but it worked out. Right, Dre? I thought he was going to make a joke. I thought I was waiting for him to get me. So what about that hit on Big Poppy?
That's
Did you see the
bad.
video?
Yeah, I saw the video.
That's crazy,
He's
right?
sitting there eating and it looked like the guy just ran and just started shooting. It's
They
not
had
like
a-
he didn't want to do it. He just, because he didn't go up close, he just ran and shot.
Yeah,
So,
they had like the video footage of, it was like two guys, they had Hondas, they parked behind each other, it was two cars, and they had a motorcycle, and that was the getaway vehicle. So they had two cars, they parked it, and then they hopped on the motorcycle, and then ran up in there and shot him in the back, and
Did they
then
do this at?
in Dominican Republic.
Oh.
Santo Domingo.
Santo
Oh.
how you
Domingo,
feel?
the
Feel
capital.
crazy?
What, the
Mm.
shooting?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was over a female.
Yeah, they saying there's so many different stories, and they said the bounty, it was a hit, and the bounty was only $8,000.
Ain't no money. But over
Well,
there,
that
that's
money-
a lot
Yo,
of money.
over there, that's like $1 million.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of Dominican Republic, guys, it's a level 2 travel advisory to Dominican Republic. I don't know what's really going on, because you know me, you always have to, if you hear a story, you have to dig deeper. What is going on in the Dominican Republic? Why are so many things happening there? Do they not want us to travel to the Dominican Republic? And why? You know, but
Bigger
the,
scale.
right, the fact that you can't refute is that people are dying and getting critically ill in Dominican Republic. So I just want to say, I know a lot of people have destination weddings and graduation trips and birthday trips and all of these things. Be very careful. Stop drinking. It seems like they're getting you with the alcohol. Just don't drink.
Can you get your money back if you don't want to go?
I feel like you have a very good argument. If there's a level 2 travel advisory,
Yeah.
you should be able to argue that point to the airlines, and
'Cause they were
definitely
saying they wasn't giving you no reason.
no money,
You get
a credit voucher,
credit.
a travel. You
I'll
could
take
probably
a voucher.
postpone it.
To be honest, I was just telling Samara's little sister, listen.
she's
you
gonna
gotta
be traveling.
If you gotta lose
going?
$1,300, I would just.
Oh my God, $1,300? That's a lot of
Yeah.
money.
Why she pay so much? It's
The
cheap.
airlines is very expensive. No, the airfare is crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is
Yes.
crazy now.
I would rather just
Why? It
use
used to
that
be
than
cheap.
go.
It used to be cheap
That's how
because
I
they know
feel.
people are going there. Yeah, the
I
airfare is
went
like
there,
$700.
Then it's gonna go up more because you know you're gonna have people that say, "I'm going anyway. I ain't gonna die or I ain't gonna drink."
That's what everybody says. You know, but I'm happy the story is getting out now because more and more people are reporting way back 2-3 years ago that they got critically ill or a sibling had a heart attack and died out there. So now more people are getting some answers how these people are mysteriously dying, and it's been
They're
happening.
making no more money. They're making too much money.
That's true.
I got one question about back to the Big Poppy thing. It's crazy that they was able to catch these guys so quick,
They caught everybody. They just had one person missing.
and they can't figure out about Nipsey Hussle. Like, why they didn't catch the guy this quick, and why this person didn't get beat up like that? That don't make sense.
They
You
don't.
know?
Well, you want me to answer that? I don't have any
Yeah.
answer.
So the people that tried to kill him got beat up.
Yeah, they caught them and beat them.
Yeah.
Well, they said the initial, like, the whoever was out there, just like the regular
The
civilians,
citizens, yeah.
they caught the
They
person.
ran up on them.
Yeah. and
Because
helped
he's a
them.
beloved, he's like a king.
Yeah, that's the
out
same
there.
with Nipsey. He's a king, so people
Well, the
in
culture
parking
is
lot-
different. Like, I don't know why you brought that up because I'm going to have to say something bad about my own people, which I don't. They ran on him. There was enough people in that parking lot
Yeah.
to
jump on the
jump
dude.
on that
Yeah.
dude, stop him, and shoot him with his own gun.
Yeah.
There was enough. It was
He
enough
kept
people.
coming back, so somebody could have hit behind the car and knocked him
Somebody.
down. Yeah.
So it just goes to show you the difference in culture.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody talks tough. What's the famous saying? Everybody got a plan until you get punched in the mouth. Thank you, Mike Tyson. So we talk a good game, but our reaction is to run. And what?
Dangerous.
Dangerous.
He's swinging them nails like a
Oh,
knife.
I'm so sorry. My nails are on fleeky
Like, whoa.
10. Thank you, Wendy. Sexy nail spa.
Yeah, everybody got a plan.
I'm so sorry.
That was crazy though. You're right.
Yeah, so
they different.
we run and they fight. But that's the culture of Caribbean folk.
Yeah.
Their culture is to not run away from danger, but to run to it. And we hear gunshots, we running, you know, we out. So that's what happened.
You ain't gotta hear. You can just watch out. Watch out. Watch out.
Yeah. So I don't want to speak no more on that. You know, it is what it is. We're still missing Nipsey. It's like an everyday thing. You go down the rabbit hole in your Insta stories, in your Explore page. I could spend hours, you know, on Nipsey, and it still isn't right.
Now they sealing the investigation. They're not gonna let people know what's going on. Everything is sealed now. It's crazy.
You never know the truth, and I've said that from the beginning. I don't even care, because he's not here. That whatever the facts are ain't gonna bring him back, and Yahweh will deal with the people that did that to him. You know, we ain't gotta lift a finger or say a bad prayer. He's gonna handle that. He's the best accountant in the business. So whoever did that had anything to do with Nipsey being killed, assassinated, they will get dealt with. And so the facts don't even care no more. The big fact is that he ain't coming back, and that's the sad reality. And shout out to all the fathers. It's gonna be Father's Day, and pray for his family, because it's gonna be a hard time. It's already a hard time, but this is gonna be really hard, especially because he was a father, a good father. And so, you know, shout out to everybody. So tough. So yeah. So I didn't want to get sad. Thank you, Andre. Oh man. What else I want to talk about? Oh, shout out to Bushwick Bill. Rest in peace. You know, Bushwick Bill, ma, the ghetto boys. The little person.
Right.
No.
Wow,
Little
right
person.
Wow.
You watch the little people. You know you can't call them the M word no more. Politically correctness.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know you couldn't call them that.
It's like saying the F word for gay people.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, can't do that. How you can do it because you don't know. It's like saying somebody with disabilities is the R word.
Right.
You can't say that word either. You can't say shit. But you can say shit. That's the funny part. I watch regular TV and I'm always baffled when I hear shit. I'm like, what? This ain't...
Person in general. A
Yeah.
lot of it on regular TV.
Regular TV. So much sex. So much sex. So much male on male, girl on girl, girl on guy, threesomes. It's too much sex on television. Why?
Regular TV, that's crazy.
Why? Why does every storyline have to end up in the bedroom, in a closet, the heavy panting and breathing? It's like soft porn. You had to wait till 12 o'clock to see that kind of crap on Showtime. Now you're seeing it on regular television. Like, it don't make... What are they trying to do to our kids? You can't even, as a parent, experience a show with your children. We used to watch Dynasty, all of the soap operas and stuff like
Dallas.
that.
They
Dallas,
never
Knots
like
Landing, Falcon Crest, and they had those passionate kissing scenes, and then the next thing you know, they wrapped up in covers like mummies. But what we seeing now, and this goes back to the real versus fake, is crazy. You don't have to see sex happening to know it happened. We know Ricky and Lucy Ricardo was having sex. But guess what? They had 2 beds. Yeah, you've never seen them in the same bed together. That was kind of far-fetched and unrealistic, but that's how clean television used to be. I know it's a dirty game and things are going on behind the scenes because everybody got a private life. But the things that we see on television now, even the regular shows that are family-oriented, the shows like, even the Cosby Show sometimes can get a little sexy. With Bill and Claire, they was always flirting around in the bed and suggesting they was going to have sex. So, like, it was even happening back then. So I ain't going to just blame it on now. Even Good Times, you know, Florida and what was his name? James. He was always talking about having sex with Florida, you know, rubbing up on her. So ain't nothing new. But what we seeing now is too much.
See the body parts.
For real.
You know, come on.
Butt cheeks and,
Right.
you know, yeah, it's crazy. So it's making our children so overly sexed. You know, they can't wait. We couldn't wait to go to the club. Now they can't wait to get in the bed. Like, that's ridiculous.
Maybe they're sleepy.
Maybe they're sleepy. I don't know. But yeah, it's just way too much. I watch Freeform. I love Freeform. We watch Grownish. Now I watch The Bull Tight. I just started getting into Good Trouble. Man, those are some good shows. She hasn't got into Good Trouble yet. No. You know who's on there? The guy who dates Molly. The one who was dating Molly on Insecure. Yeah, the tall guy. He's on there.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's on everything. He's on like 3 shows right now. Shout out to him. What's his name?
The light skin one?
The light skin guy.
That's on that has a show with Lauren?
That the one that's on the show with Lauren in London. Yep. Are y'all watching that? Tune in. Give Lauren London all the, on Tuesday nights at 9 o'clock.
Are you watching it?
Yeah, watch it. I go in and out of it, but I want everybody else to watch it. You trying to blow me up. Are you watching it now? I'm watching it. We're all watching. Speaking of, oh my God, what time is it?
8:18.
Younger premieres right now, and I ain't taping it. Oh, I'm sick. But anyway, hopefully it'll come.
They don't repeat?
No, they don't repeat. You have to wait until 1 o'clock in the morning.
You be up.
You have to be up. So maybe I'll wait until 1 o'clock in the morning to watch Younger premiere. And I'm so excited. That comes on TV Land. What if? Yes, with my Bridget Jones Diary, Renee Zellweger. What if that is a good show on Netflix. I'm turning into a couch potato TV head. What if? Tune in. Have you watched that? It's good. It's really good. She's a diabolical venture capitalist who makes a couple, does some indecent proposal stuff for $80 million. Would you do it for $80 million? Would you do it for $80 million?
Do what? With what?
Would you do it with another woman if you and Samaya agreed to it?
No.
For $80 million?
No.
She said no.
Yeah. That's a good way. She
I
said
don't
no.
know. They be doing it for free. I want to do it for 80 million.
No,
I
she's
see your
saying.
point. Yes, that's a good point there. But they had that movie.
Indecent proposal.
Yeah.
It's pretty much like
It
that.
didn't work out so
It didn't work out.
You get your 80 million cash up front.
Well, she wire transferred her the $20 million good faith like instantly,
Mm-hmm.
and then the next day she got the rest of it.
What kind of show is this?
It's good.
What that consist of? Like a crazy wild night or like?
It consisted of a wild night, and what you don't know is what she knows. She knows a lot about these people, so it wasn't like it seemed like it was random, but it really wasn't.
It was like some Saw type of thing.
That's what I told Sinead. It's like a Saw. So you have to see
Would you
it.
do it?
No, because it doesn't end well. You would probably do it. You from Harlem. You would sell me out.
Yo, wait, hold on. So this lady, she just got a whole bunch of money and she's giving them away.
What you find out later on is she really don't have no money. She got another guy who's giving her all this money to spend it. And he's not in compliance with what she's doing at this point.
Okay.
So at some point she might lose her funding. Yeah, so everything isn't what it seems on that show. And that's just the way life is, right? Everything ain't what it seems anywhere. That's why we're at this real versus fake. And which leads me into Tam Tits.
Everybody loves Tam Tits.
Way to go. Improv at its finest. Get your resumes together. Get your life. Follow her on IG for all of your employment tips, even attire tips of the day. Take over, Tam Tips.
So my tip is to reiterate one that I've already given, which is you have to write your resume for a computer first and a person second. People are not shifting through hard copy paper resumes anymore. Everything is online. Everything is virtual reality. So they're typing in specific words that they want to see and how many years for that specific word, and then whatever resumes in the database come up are the ones that they might look at. Okay, might, emphasis on might. So you have to make sure your resume has whatever your industry is, whatever it is that you do, it needs to be throughout your resume so that your resume can be one of the ones that shows up to possibly be looked at. So computer first, human second, unfortunately. Unless you know the person and you can give it to them, you know, directly. But if not, computer first, human second.
Heard that? Now, we know this is true because I always, and now they know I'm not crazy. I was having like one of those moments where they thought I was like this massive crazy person, conspiracy theorist. But what you have to be careful with is the company that you keep, right? Everything is virtual. If I hang out with him, they have made our phones the way women's menstrual cycles work. If I hang out with him long enough, once I go into my Google or go into my social media, stuff that he likes or people that he talks about pops up on my explore page. And it happens to all of us. We could be talking about something in the car. As soon as I open my phone, that thing is there. So this is what they're operating off of. Buzzwords, hashtags, what's trending. So you have to basically be updating your resume so frequently to meet the times and the words that they're using. If you ever watch news or anything current eventish, everyone starts using that same wordage, like fake news. You know, now that's a part of our American, not even American, our global vocabulary. So you have to use those words, and that's something I often struggle with when I'm posting things, because if you use certain words, on the other hand, it can get you blocked. So that's why I say you got to be careful what you put down on your paperwork there and also on your social media, because you can get blackballed for saying the wrong things. And the whole thing is you want as many eyes on your resumes, on your pages, on anything that you're doing as possible. So just know what words you can say or cannot say, and who you syncing up with, whose algorithms, who you're vibrating off of, because it really does change, you know, your social media, everything. Even your emails, the things you get in your emails, even the things that pop up on your, like if you have Google, it'll just show you Pinterest stuff or whatever, that you could be talking about nails with your friend on the phone, and the next thing you know, you get an alert about nails. That just happened to me this week. So just be careful.
That happened with Luke telling me and Amar about the Jeep.
Yeah.
Now everything on my phone is a Jeep Cherokee.
See?
Or a similar car, Mazda, the Audi. I was like, what? We was just talking about this yesterday.
Yeah.
But so far, every day since that conversation, Jeep has been popping
Yeah.
up on my phone.
Your phone is a microphone, and we give these phones permission when we agree to terms and conditions. So be careful. We're going to have to start speaking on mental telepathy, and even then, my thoughts have projected onto my searches. Okay? I can be like, oh, I'm thinking this now. I'm not saying it out loud, and I'm like, oh, I need to look that up in my mind. And then I'll go put in one word, and that whole thing pops up. It's some real Minority Report stuff going on here.
So ever since I've been trying to say, give me the winning lotto numbers. It ain't happened yet. I don't know.
They won't get that.
They ain't gonna
They
give
probably
you that.
blocking that one. Anything else?
Why does your phone get
Give me
your
the winning
weight?
numbers tonight.
Your weight is on your phone?
Yeah.
Did you put it there?
No.
Are you sure?
I would never put my weight on my phone.
Is it real weight?
Yeah.
Maybe it's approximate when you have the health.
No,
No?
it comes up in that health thing, but I never discuss my weight.
You put your age there, they probably going by through your age.
It hurted.
It hurt.
Yeah.
Because I was shocked. I was sitting there like, I didn't know my weight. And I'm only holding the phone. How do they feel me?
So let's say your weight,
Yeah.
and then oh, that's crazy.
It's very crazy. Guys, we are living, I don't want to sound like those people, the last days or whatever, but we are living in the last days of anything real. So if you have elders, if hold on to all of that stuff, because This next wave of what's coming ain't none of that. They don't even care about what used to happen or how you do things. Because everything is a recipe off the computer. Everything is Postmates. You can order it. Everything is Amazon. You're getting stuff in a day that's coming from the other side of the world. How the hell they doing that? You know, like, it's crazy. Like,
Well, mail used to take forever.
snail mail. Man, things are happening at a
longer
longer rate.
You take the bus.
30 days. Oh,
Yeah.
China. You wasn't ordering from China.
Nah, but
No.
if you ordered, like, sending stuff down south, it used to take almost a month before
Yeah.
they got it.
Crazy.
Yeah.
They must have was taking a horse or something.
Or the carriage.
A walk.
That's
Mason
crazy.
that Oh boy. So yeah, guys, you know, I appreciate every elder that ever taught me anything. I hang on to every word, and since a kid, I always listen to older people because they are so much wiser than us. They make our lives easier when we try to make them hard. That was one of the things I wanted to talk about, is that the blueprint is already there. The rebellious spirit, especially in these new kids, because they on these drugs. The weed is fake. They on hybridized weed that's sprayed down with chemicals that's hurting their brains. They're getting immunizations that are hurting their brains. Things are different with these kids. So they would rather take not the long road, but the hard road. See, there's a difference between the long way and the hard way. And we have, for many years, confused the two and kind of blurred the lines and made it seem like the long way is the hard way. No, the long way is the efficient way. The hard way is the way you don't have to go. And people nowadays make everything easy so hard because no one wants to listen. The blueprint is there. Nipsey gave us the blueprint. Jay-Z has the blueprint. Nas has the blueprint. Anybody that you see has been successful in business is following a blueprint that was laid down from elders. They're not doing nothing new because it's biblical. Ain't nothing new under the sun. That's right. Preach, mama. So why are we trying to think outside the box and do all these things when we don't have to all the time? Now, it's a difference between being innovative and just creating confusion for your life. So the one thing I would say is, if you are privy to have an elder, I don't care what physical condition they're in, I don't even care if they're on drugs or not. Guess what? They got more information than you do. So I would advise you to sit at their feet and learn you something. Stop thinking you can learn everything off of Google, because Google can't give you common sense and wisdom. It can give you facts, and it can give you a bunch of lies, but it can't give you wisdom. So, do you have anything? She was just getting away with murder right now. What is our entertainment reporter? Around the way with May.
I had some. Well, I don't know if it's real or not, so I'd rather not report it.
Okay.
Because I don't want to
That's
get
so.
false.
We'll let her use her report for next week.
I got some entertainment.
What's that?
Jay-Z invested in, allegedly, we don't know, in an investment that,
Okay.
questionable. So
you want to just say something or you want to say?
I'm just saying.
They saying that he invested in jails and some type of probation monitoring thing. Okay, look, here's my thing. If he's investing in that and he's not invested in it to find out ways on how it could work, the system could work for our people, then that's a problem. But you have to have a seat at the table in order to make changes.
True.
So hopefully that's the idea. You got to get into these meetings. The only way you're going to get into these meetings is if you invest money. So if you want a seat at the table, you have to invest so you can hear what the hell is going on. So you can be a fly on the wall and report that stuff back to your people.
That's fair.
Right?
Yeah, that's fair.
It's like the spook, right? You know,
Sat by the door.
that's right. Ooh! Say it again. Say it
The
again.
spook that sat by the door.
Read that book. Go get it.
Maybe on point, baby.
That's right. That's my girl. That's my girl. That's Tracy's song. That's Tracy and Tay Tay's song. But yeah, so other than that, I think we're pretty much done, you guys. And I'm missing some stuff, but I won't hold you too long. But I just want to tell you that cherish your elders. Cherish them, because they are a last of a dying breed, and in 20 more years, we're going to be in that same position. So get all the information you can, write it down, and pass it down. Okay? I love you all, Hope Nation. And until next time, we all know what I'm going to say, right? Come on, Moose. Get to the camera. Until next time. Mwah.